One of the big issues with the Norman castle is that when it was first built, it was designed to keep people out. Making sure that people have good and easy access into the keep is one of the big challenges of the project, and more particularly making sure that there's enough and big enough fire exits to make sure that if the building is full, everybody can get out safely. And one of the new doorways that's going to be created going through the original Norman fabric is what we're calling the northwest door, because it's a doorway at this point, the northwest corner of the building. And it was originally designed to be beneath this Norman window. This is an original Norman window that's been converted into a doorway by the Victorian architect Edward Boardman. We've got original Norman blocks here, angled in, and then what Boardman has done when he needed to create a doorway, instead of it carrying on narrowing, he's just chopped out and widened it up. And you can see his modern, or 19th century blockwork that he's put in here and cut it into the original Norman fabric. So instead of coming in, his just then go straight. And so you've got this parallel sided doorway that goes all the way through into the fitcherum. And you can see above the original head of the arch, again, splayed and going inward. So the idea is that you have a small window that then opens up to a very large window on the inside. So this is the downstairs of the window that we saw upstairs. This was the window splay that Boardman saw originally, that he then turned into a doorway. We don't want to do what Boardman did and partially destroy a Norman window. We want to save this because it's an original feature of the building, and so the decision was made that we pull the doorway slightly further to the east. The wall is about 3 meters thick. You can actually see all the way through, and it's made up of flint rubble, and it's just been faced on the edge with this cornerstone. And so what we have here is the rubble that is representative of the entire filling, and so this will have to be tunnelled out. So the new doorway is going to effectively be more like a tunnel, and it's going to have a steel frame all the way around it. So it's a very long and involved job, but at the same time, when you're dealing with a 900-year-old building, you don't want it collapsing around your ears, so we have to go really carefully.
This is the first big step of us actually getting into the keep. So we have done drainage works and stuff like that in there before, but this is the first time we've really had a lot of interaction with the Norman fabric of the building. So obviously you had the Victorian cladding on the outside, which you can see on these other parts of the building. Took that off. They did manage to save the graffiti that was on the outside of that, so that can be reinstated. You've then got the flint that is then left behind that, so that's obviously a lot older. So the stonemasons have come in, they're just taking it away layer by layer, so just taking off the first face, and we have put limecrete in the bottom ready for the first picture frame to go in once that's cured, and just going literally layer by layer until you have got through to the other side. It is a very, very long process. It's not just a matter of getting in there with a hammer and just knocking it all out. It's all done very carefully, individually, piece by piece. This wider doorway needs to go in so that we can get the equipment in there to carry out all the extensive works that need to happen in there, like the piling. This is the main way that we are going to be getting in, because there is no way that you could do it through the other small door.
We're a little over halfway mined through now. We've got the next 3 to 4 frames going in today. We can now see through what was a Norman putt-log hole, so we can see the whole way through from the toilet block side into the keep, which is very interesting. It's not been seen for 900 plus years.
With a castle, they're built very, very well because they're fortified, so it's going to be a solid wall, so it's not going to collapse. So the flint work was very solid, the lime was solid, so it was a matter of just cutting it out slowly and carefully, and everything went fine. It's taken a long time, it's been hard work, but yeah, we've got there in the end.
It's an amazing thing because this is a completely new hole in the Norman fabric. We had to think very, very long and hard about how large, where it goes, how to do it, and finally it's there, and this is going to be the main school's entrance, and the main entry into the new toilet block. It's an incredibly important new part of the overall scheme that will make the keep fit for the 21st century. And of course it's had to be done with some delicacy as well, so it's really pleasing to see how well it's gone and how smart it looks now.